don't want to do either of those things.
Yeah, but if you had to, though.
We set the scene, we have a choice. We must decide on the correct answer. I'm Kyle.
And I am Nathan.
And this is If You Had To, though. I just want to start off by saying that I am sick. I have a cold, so if my voice sounds...
He is a sick man.
I'm a sick individual.
Twisted.
I've been looking at old people get changed.
Yes, he has, the monster.
But no, yeah, I have a cold, so if my voice sounds deep, or if I sneeze or cough...
If his voice sounds deeper, it's because Kyle has gone 60% sexier. I can confirm this.
I have. Everyone knows that.
He went through the sexification, Ray.
I purposefully got the cold to sound sexier.
You can't see this, listeners, but Kyle just drank out of his M&M mug with a look of pure superiority.
My M&M mug. Yes, because me and Nathan met up for the first time since before we started recording this podcast.
Yes, this is the first time we had seen each other non-screen form. We kept trying to mute each other, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, I kept trying to change tabs so that I could look at something more interesting while talking to him, but it wouldn't work.
Yeah, by change tabs, he means he kept poking me in the eye.
Yeah. But yeah, we went to London and hung out for the day, and we found M&M World, which was the most bizarre but amazing place in the world. Neither of us even care that much about M&Ms. But
I like M&Ms, but neither one of us would have considered ourselves M&M fans.
M&M fanatics.
We want to make it very clear at this point, we are referring to the chocolate.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that no one thought this was a shop. That would actually make more sense. If Eminem, the global superstar rapper, had his own shop devoted to his memorabilia, that makes arguably more sense than an M&M World store, which had 5 floors.
Yeah, we didn't think anything of it. We saw these banners up that said M&M World, and we thought, oh, we'll just walk past it, whatever, if we see it. And we walked past, and it was quite big from the outside. And you noticed that there was an upper floor, and you said, how could there possibly be 2 floors of this M&M shop? How foolish we were.
And I joked, oh, maybe there's even a 3rd floor. And we went in, and there were 3 lower floors.
5 in total. 5 floors to this, and it was called M&M World. So
we did all the things. We got a picture of the cool blue car driving M&M. We got our faces printed onto M&Ms. You got a coin pressed.
I got a coin pressed with an M&M on it.
We saw the M&M hologram.
Yeah, they had a hologram in this M&M World. They had a hologram. We were baffled and bemused. The entire time walking around, you would see something else, and you'd say, they've made an M&M teacup. They've made an M&M tea towel. They've made M&M shoelaces.
There were M&M shot glasses.
Yeah. Right next to the M&M teddies.
They weren't shot glasses. I don't know what the else you could fucking put in those glasses, because they were tiny.
They had to be shot glasses. But I ended up getting M&M mugs.
The strangest, most magical place we have ever been in our lives.
It was, and we were talking about it the rest of the day.
This show is not sponsored by M&M World. But if M&M wants to send us millions of pounds, this show is now sponsored by M&M. That's how it works, right? You just say it's sponsored, and the company has to give you money. That's right.
Yeah, I think actually they can sue us for for using their brand.
But mentioning that M&Ms exist and the shop exists.
Yeah, even though we're saying it in a favourable-ish light, I think they can still sue us.
Sued for mentioning? Can you?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, not with this podcast, because we make no money off of it.
That is true. We have cleverly avoided all possible lawsuits by making 0 money.
Exactly.
It may even be possible, considering the fact that you use your computer and editing software to do this, you've made a net loss on this podcast.
Yeah, I mean, we're using electricity, we're using Wi-Fi. I've got to keep the lights on while I'm talking to you so that you can see my glorious face.
I've dressed in my finest tailored suit for this podcast,
Exactly. So, yeah, we probably are losing
which,
money.
to be
We're
fair, I
hemorrhaging
did
money.
buy the suit at M&M. It is an M&M style suit.
Yeah, and I did buy a golden microphone to obviously record on because it's such a great
Golden M&M
podcast.
microphone.
A golden M&M. Yeah, I got it from M&M World. I got pretty much everything in this room from M&M World. M&M curtains, M&M laptop.
I mean, we're joking, but I guarantee you, if we'd looked more further around, we would have found all of these things.
Genuinely, I brought home some M&M condoms and some M&M Viagra.
Which dangerously enough look exactly like M&M chocolates. So you have to be careful not to take peanut chocolate when to get yourself an erection, and to not take Viagra when you just want to eat some chocolate.
Yeah, I mean, I did have a little bit of a mishap. Like, I mixed them in with my M&Ms, like you do, just because you wanted to.
Like you did.
They all look the same. And then my grandma came round and my grandpa, and I offered them some M&Ms. It was an interesting
They had to
afternoon.
excuse themselves up to the bathroom for a couple of hours. We're very happy that both your grandparents were okay. We were concerned about them because we think they fell over a lot. There was a lot of banging and crashing going on upstairs.
Yeah, they'd locked themselves in by accident, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think your grandmother was scared because she kept yelling out the Lord's name in vain.
Yeah, but don't worry, they're perfectly
This
fine.
joke is sponsored by the fact that all of our grandparents have had sex.
That is 100% true. Like you can't
You
can't deny
no
that.
way around it.
Your grandparents have everyone out there. Your grandparents have had sex.
Possibly more than once.
No, Nathan, come on, come now. Come now, Nathan. Anyway, we should. This is a podcast. We just
Not disturbing truths you never wish to know.
Yeah. Was that? First fact of the episode. All your grandparents have sex. Why didn't we phrase it as a fact? That is our thing that we do.
We were just too distracted by the glory that is Eminem. We have now taken Eminem as our Lord and Savior.
We have the rapper.
No, this chocolate. I did buy this Eminem cross. This Eminem crucifix with a little Eminem Jesus.
They had more characters there than I've ever
Now
known.
we're going to be sued by the Eminem candy and the Catholic Church.
And Eminem.
And the Eminem
They're
rapper,
all coming
yes.
after us, yeah. And possibly my grandparents.
Possibly insinuating that they've had sex. How dare you speak about your grandmother that way?
She's a Vestal Virgin. You were adopted, as were your parents. So anyway, this week, Nathan, you've been doing the old Fast and the Furious style drag races. You've been getting into those.
I always like to, flip and reverse, pull the traction, steer the wheels, and keep the rotors grinding, and do a full 360 over the asphalt, turns, car words. I just like to do those car things all the day long cars.
All the live long day.
All the live long cars. Vroom. That's what I always say.
See, you can tell Nathan is a car fanatic. He's got what is the car that you've got, Nathan?
Oh, it's silver.
Oh, a silver car. And
it has 4 wheels.
4 wheels, yeah. Has it got lightning bolts on the side so it goes faster?
No, it has a turtle painted up the side. Ironic.
Ah, it's to make slow and steady wins the race, Nathan.
Exactly.
That can be applied to anything, even a drag race.
Painting of a turtle with a rocket stuck up its butt.
I see. Mixed messages there.
Yeah, less ironic now.
Yeah.
More confusing.
More amusing because it's animal abuse. And you love your animal abuse.
That's another fact. There's nothing more funny than abusing an animal.
See, now, Nathan, now Peter are going to sue us.
Well, see, now we've got 4 different mega corporations trying to sue us. They're going to get lost in the Dreadlock.
Dreadlock.
The lockpick.
I'm
long-
lost now.
They'll get tangled. They'll have to sue each other to get to us.
Ah, they'll have to sue each other or they'll have to go up against each other to see who is going to get to sue us first. Yeah, I see.
It's like a gladiatorly little story. Anyway, what were you saying, Kai?
Anyway, yeah. So you're in this drag race, and you're up against all of your biggest nemesis, having your illegal street race, by the way.
Oh, yeah, F the man.
Exactly.
Power to the people.
And you are up against all of your enemies, zooming round corners, going 100 miles an hour, 200 miles an hour, 300 miles an hour.
Is one of my hard roaring speed freak enemies the cantankerous Mr. Winters?
It possibly could be. I'm going to say you've probably got Mr. Winters on your left. You've got Hans McGee on your right. You're all of your enemies. I'm sure you've got another enemy, Miss Cornelius Whiskers, just to the right of him.
I mean, Hans McGee has such big hands. It makes it so much better all the better for him to drive with.
Exactly. Such big hands you've got, Hans McGee. All the better to drive with, my dear. That's what he says.
That's what he says.
Yeah. So yeah, you want to win this race. So you are going speed of light almost. You are going so fast. Then, Nathan,
I pull out the switch under the bonnet. No, bonnet's on the back.
Try again. Start again.
Under the bit where you put all the pieces of paper, and I pull out the turbocharge button and I press it.
And you start zooming along, but then you see on the pavement a small puppy.
I turn, focus.
Yeah, you turn to hit this puppy. Like you zoom off of the road to hit this poor defenseless puppy, but unfortunately it jumps out of the way and you crash into a building.
No, I didn't get to kill the puppy.
You didn't. And everything goes black. You wake up in hospital.
Why does this keep happening to me?
Always in a hospital. And your doctor, what's your doctor called again, Nathan? I keep forgetting.
Well, it's always a different doctor because the same doctor can't ever deal with me more than once.
Exactly.
This doctor is Dr. Fugglesworthson Esquire Magnolius Prime.
Yes, Fugle for short. So Dr. Fugle is looking down at you.
I forgot to mention his first name.
Ah, of course.
Brandy.
So Brandy is looking down at you, and his breath, he smells like he's been drinking a bit of brandy.
Yeah, I mean, that's not his real name. That's just what everyone calls him.
Because he drinks so much brandy.
So what have we got here, then?
He looks down at you, Nathan, and you look up at him, and you feel that you can't really move at the moment. And he says, I'm sorry, Nathan. Something terrible has happened to you. You've been in a terrible, terrible accident, and I'm afraid that you've gotten that disease of that girl from 51st Dates. You're
from a crash?
Yes, it's affected your brain. It's affected your brain, Nathan, and you're going to only have memory for 24 hours, and then it will be.
I don't even like Adam Sandler.
I know how much you hate the Sandler. I know how much you hate the Sandman. Now we're going to get sued by Adam Sandler.
The Sandman? Is that really what he calls himself?
That's what Brandy calls him.
Oh,
Brandy.
Adam Sandler, Eminem, the Eminem candy, Catholic Church. What was it, Peter? And I'm sure we'll find someone else by the end of this episode.
Oh, definitely. So yeah, you know that from now on, every 24 hours from today, like you've got all your memories still, but every 24 hours your mind's going to reset and you're going to have to live out basically your life again. Or, he says, but there's a procedure I can do to your brain, but unfortunately it will reset your brain and you'll have no memory of who you are or anything, but you get to start afresh and every day will be remembered. So now you have a choice to make, Nathan.
Dr. Fugle. Well, first of all, you've got a magnificent, deep voice there.
Thank you, Nathan. It was more out of necessity than anything.
I don't quite have money on me to pay the hospital bills. Whatever will I do?
Well, I'm sure we can come to some sort of arrangement.
Wait, who are you? Oh no, I forgot. Because at that moment, the clock struck midnight. Because yeah, that's how the disease works. It's based off of time.
Yes,
And
every
time if it's midnight in one part of the world and then I drive to somewhere else that's not midnight, might get my memory back.
fantastic. So yeah, what are you thinking, Nathan? Are you thinking that
So I either have the 1 day memory and but I retain all of my life memories, but my memories of the previous day are lost.
yeah, so everything up until this car
Forever.
crash. Yeah, forever.
Or all my life memories are lost, but I get
Yeah.
to start all over again and my memories can be like normal from now onwards.
Yes.
Well, that is a pickle. Why couldn't that stupid dog just stay on the road and then none of this would have ever happened? And what happened to my, my silver turtle car, or as I like to call it, Zelda?
Okay, now Nintendo's gonna sue us. Your car was destroyed in the crash, I'm afraid.
No, not
Yes.
Zelda.
And the scraps were used to, it was melted down to make toy swords for orphans.
I yell for the next 3 hours. It's a full-on, what was it called? Return of the Sith, Return of the Darth Vader. He kneels and yells no.
Planet of the Apes.
The Planet of the Apes, yeah, Star Wars, the Planet of the Apes movie, a Star Trek movie. Now we're gonna get sued by Disney.
Everyone's coming for us, Nathan. And to be honest, they can have all of the profits we make from this episode. I guarantee it.
I agree. With a verbal contract, they can have all of the profits from this episode.
Yeah.
Now we're going to put this episode online, and it'll be the most popular one ever.
It'll become super famous from this episode where I'm half ill.
Damn it! Word of mouth is finally caught up to people.
The episode where I'm giving it 20% because I'm so ill.
So I either lose my memory every day for the rest of my life,
yeah,
or lose all my memories and have to start over.
Yeah.
That is really tricky because not remembering every day is going to get a bit difficult. Moving forward, it's going to be difficult to make plans, keep a job, keep my life in order.
Yeah.
But if I were to lose all my memories, well, then I'd forget all of the orphans and puppies that I've killed, and I'll forget you, Kyle. I'll forget people that I actually like William Butterfly.
I mean, you will forget all of the horrible things that have happened to you, and you will get to start afresh with a clean conscience.
But if I were to do that, I would need someone to explain my life to me.
Yeah, I mean, the doctor will probably give you a little bit of time if you wanted to make yourself a little video to explain to yourself,
Oh, okay. Now here's the thing. I'm recording this before I've had the operation.
Yeah.
I could record a video of myself where I just lie to my future self outrageously. Oh yeah, I lost my virginity to 15 supermodels on a jet ski in the Pacific Ocean during a Sharknado attack. Wow. I killed Bin Laden. But I thought I was only 12. Yes, that's how cool a 12-year-old I was.
But the you that you've lied to is going to feel like, oh, I've got to live up to this, and you'll never be happy because you're like...
I want my future version to feel woefully inadequate.
You do know this is still you, though.
Me. This is my time.
It's both you. It's all you.
All me, all the time. So that's one thing. I could I lie to myself and make myself believe these ridiculous lies about myself. Or I could live out the rest of my life never remembering the previous day of my life.
No.
How could I... Is there any benefit to forgetting each day? Because it would be very difficult to function. I suppose I could do horrifically evil things and feel no pangs of conscience, but that's not really a huge problem in my life anyway. I guess I could, I could make as many stupid mistakes as I like and never feel never remember the consequences of my decisions.
Yeah. The only problem I'm thinking is you would be like, oh, well, I'm not going to remember any of this tomorrow, so I'm going to get horrendously drunk and do whatever I want. And then the next day, the you that wakes up that day is going to feel so awful. And
Oh
so
yeah, right.
you're just going to keep
But again,
messing
that's
with
future
yourself.
me. Fuck him.
Yeah, see,
That's
you don't.
one day from now me.
Yeah, one day from now, me, who I'm not going to remember anyway. Fuck him.
Exactly. What's he gonna do about it? He won't remember that I made this decision.
You could leave yourself messages on your phone, like you could record yourself if you wanted to, like, carry things across.
I could walk around with a little dictaphone dictating my life.
You could, but then at some point you'll have recorded so much that it would take you the entire day to get through all of it and listen through everything that you had recorded.
That is actually true. You're right. And then by the time I'd finished, I'd have forgotten.
Yeah, so it would have been a waste.
So okay, I would need to at the end of each day write up a very short description of my day, and again, I could exaggerate everything I've done. If I, for example, if I went to the shops, I can say I went on a perilous journey, marching through the wildness.
So you're just going to have a diary of bullshit.
But
Basically,
no, it will still be a dictaphone. I'll still record my voice.
okay.
And when I wake up in the morning, there'll be a little note on it saying, "Play me, idiot."
And as I say, you'll listen to that, and in a few years' time, it's going to be so long it will take the entire day to get through.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because I'm only going to remember the one day. So I'd
Yeah.
only remember one. I'd listen to one recording, finish the day, and then forget. So I could only ever remember the previous. I could only ever have a recording of the previous day unless I were to listen to all of the recordings, which
Yeah.
is like you said, would take me. I think I would just have to. I would just have to at the end of each day write a very short description of the day, and then like the next day, after having listened to the description, try and create a short description that kind of any important information that I feel I need to know from the previous day, I try and include.
Yeah.
But I always try and keep it as sweet, short, as simple as possible. So I keep out all of the fluff, all of the non-important stuff. You know, for example, if I spent the day in London with this complete and utter twat, I don't need to remind myself about that.
No.
But if I go to M&M World, I need to remember that. I cannot forget the glory of M&M World. I would never forget that because I would always make sure that it's included in my following day's message.
Yeah.
Like 20 years ago, you went to M&M World. It was a magical place. Oh yes, and you have a couple of wife and children.
I mean, if you knew that it was that magical, you would probably end up going every single day because you wouldn't remember it.
I could experience the joy and wonder.
You would experience it for the first time
In
every
fact,
single
I wouldn't
day.
even remind myself of it. I would just say, "Go to this place." And I wouldn't write an address. I just
Yeah.
give the exact address.
This
find
is your
it.
destiny.
I'd spend the rest of my life going to M&M World every single day with a
Wonderful.
renewed sense of wonder.
I mean, and every day once I find out that this is what you've chosen, if this is what you choose, I will call you up every day to ask for that £20 you owe me.
Yeah, but every day I'll hear your voice and instinctively know that I hate you and don't want to give you money.
I will find a way.
There are some things that that go beyond memory, Kyle.
Something deep seated in you.
Something deep and profound. Oh, okay. So yeah, one is I can do the exact same thing for the rest of my life. I never have to worry about being bored because every day I'll do the same thing and it will be exciting.
Yeah.
Whereas the version of me that forgets his entire life and has to start all over again, I would have to live my normal life, but I could give myself an amazing backstory. I was abandoned by ninjas and Himalayan monks as a small child, raised by dolphins. I was cursed by a vampire and then uncursed by a fairy.
You could definitely do that.
Yes. So which one of those would I rather? The ability to have the same exact day every single day, but it'll always be fresh and interesting, or to give myself a brand new start in life with a renewed sense of confidence because of all the bullshit that I've told myself about myself.
Yeah.
Like, I once killed a man just to watch him bleed. I punched a hole through his chest, pulled out his heart, and ate it. Like, I'm listening to this. Oh, I was such a badass.
Do you think that starting life as an adult, rather than starting life as, learning to walk and all that, you'll still be able to walk and talk and everything. Do you
I
think
was going to say,
starting...
I hope my
Yeah.
basic memory. I don't want to have to do a recording of myself of going, now, this is where the food goes in. This is where the food comes out. See, this here is toilet paper. You want to know what you do with this? I don't want to record myself a series of ordinary tasks I have to explain.
It's basically just your memories of
Also,
gone.
I'd have to explain myself the English language. And I don't think I understand the English language, despite the fact that I speak it.
So yeah, do you think you would live your life differently if you're starting life as an adult with no memories?
Maybe. You do hear about people who have amnesia who, like, their personalities change.
Yeah.
So I could be a completely different person.
Yeah.
I could be sweet, kind, wonderful, all the things I hate in life.
Yeah.
Whereas if I were to only forget one day, I could still be the bitter, vicious bastard that I know and love. I could do the same cruel thing to people every single day and it would never get boring.
Whereas if you start from the beginning, you could end up opening an orphanage and giving all those orphans puppies. Being a kind-hearted, gentle soul.
This is tricky. But I think, on reflection, despite the terrible, terrible risks of accidentally becoming a nice person, I would like a fresh start.
You think?
And
really?
Able to believe all these amazing things about myself, which I'm about to record for myself now. So you and me have to write down a list of amazing, cool things that I've done in my life.
We'll make up some random shit, and then we'll record a video telling future you exactly what you've done, your exploits.
The first time I ever got drunk, there was a train crash, and I helped not only rescue everyone, but deliver a baby from a pregnant woman. I've run out of cool things. This is the problem. I'm going to need more time. How much time have I got till my memories reset? I need that ticking time from 24. But yes, I have decided I shall become a new man, Kyle, with a new backstory, a new life, who will believe all the things that I want him to believe. He shall be the perfect man.
Yes, and you just give me that videotape and I'll definitely make sure it gets to him. I won't. I'm definitely not going to re-record it and shape you in my own image and get you to do all the things that I want and basically make you my house servant.
But it's good that that's not going to happen.
That's definitely not going to happen.
I'm going to get my brilliant recording where I tell myself about all the awesome tricks I did. That time that I taught a shark how to surf the web. That time.
The time you taught the blind to see.
Yes.
When you stood up in that chapel and the man in the wheelchair, you said, "Stand!" And he stood and everyone clapped. Lo and behold, it was good.
And now, here is a word from our sponsors. If You Had To, though, sponsored by Cheesy Noblets.
Godzillion Dollar Ideas!
Godzillion Dollar Ideas. The show where we take a randomly selected prompt and invent a new invention, product, or idea that will revolutionise the world.
And make godzillions of dollars.
I'm Kyle.
And I am Nathan. And this is our new podcast. Has this ever happened to you?
Oh gosh, oh golly, I really wish I had godzillions of dollars, but I don't.
Well, now you can, pathetic little child. Godzillion Dollar Ideas, the latest show from Kyle and Nathan, guaranteed to help you make godzillions of dollars. Or we'll stab each other in the eyes with spoons.
And this is the show that makes more sense than If You Had To, though.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of playing it up as being really nonsensical, but it's much more straightforward than we're playing it out to be.
Yeah, we actually have a proper conversation in this.
There is a very proper format. Like we try and avoid getting into segues too much in Godzillion Dollar Ideas.
We actually stay on track for a full 15 minutes and come up with a really great idea at the end that will make us godzillions of dollars. How do we say that in an advert, though?
You could just say that sentence. Honestly, this, it's kind of cheesy, but us discussing how to make an advert could make an advert.
Godzillion Dollar Ideas!
Our new podcast, brought brought to you from the If You Had To Though Podomatic universe.
Find it at patreon.com/ifyouhadtothough, or on YouTube or Spotify or wherever.
Godzillion Dollar Ideas, sponsored by Crispy Crunch Toothpaste. And now, back to the show. But yes, that's what's going to happen to me. I shall become the coolest man of them all. You, Kyle, well, you've had a week as well. You were rooting through the bins behind Mr. Radon's discount nuclear power plant, their slogan being the cheapest way to deal with deadly radiation. And you could hear that they were filming a commercial with the international celebrity Fabio Fabiani, the world's most beautiful man.
He is beautiful. He smiles and
large, muscular shoulders, his glowing golden hair. He was covered in baby oil for some reason. He's got a constant supply of baby oil. His people are constantly lavering him with oil.
he has a twinkle in his eye and a shine in his teeth.
A song in his step and
A bucket in his heart.
a bucket in his heart.
Yeah.
So it's a medical condition, actually. He's a bit sensitive about that.
It's a bucket that constantly needs to be filled because he's got so much love to give.
So much love to give. It's just so beautiful, inside and out. But yes, he is the world's most beautiful man filming a commercial for Mr. Radon's discount nuclear power plant. When you notice that there is a small leak behind him, and the reactor begins to crack and break, and you, Kyle, being the dashing, heroic, magnificent figure that you are, panic and run, but accidentally run towards the nuclear power plant instead of away from it.
That's silly.
It was very silly. Yeah, you panicked and thought, I better run. And you didn't stop to think about which direction you were meant to run in. You just ran forwards.
Ah, I see. See, when I panic, I get very confused and I don't know which way is which, up, down, left, right.
And as you were running, you tripped over your shoelaces, your beautiful M&M shoelaces that we got in M&M World. And you accidentally knocked Fabio Fabiani out of the way of a deadly radiation.
Oh, okay. Well, suppose that's okay if the most beautiful man in the world.
Well, there were two possible side effects to this situation.
I see.
One was that your face was melted by disarming the nuclear meltdown, but you go down in the world as the most respected, wise, heroic figure. You're instantly given the Nobel Peace Prize. You get the undying respect of the entire world. Or you are mutated and form with Fabio Fabiani, and your body, mind, and soul inhabit his body, and you become the world's most beautiful man.
With that shiny golden hair, those beautiful
That shiny
eyes.
golden hair, that bronze shiny body.
Ugh.
He's constantly flexing muscles that flex even when he's relaxed.
When he's sleeping, they're just constantly flexing.
Squeezing, and oil, the oil that's constantly sprayed upon him flies off every time it flexes.
And every time...
So you get recognition and respect for being a heroic, noble figure, and the whole world respects you. Or the whole world envies your beauty and thinks purely in terms of they love you purely for the way you look.
So either people love me because I'm so amazing and great, or they love me because I'm so hot.
Exactly. Two very different kinds of love.
Yeah.
You find you'll be on different kind of magazines. On one, you'll be on the Nobel Peace Prize annual magazine. The other, you'll be on pretty much every single celebrity magazine for the next 5 years.
Yeah. And on the Nobel Peace Prize one, they do have like a bunch of stuff in front of me, and I'm quite far away because they don't want to see the
Yeah, because you're
face.
not really. They respect you, but you're not really something they want to look at.
Not much of a
And
looker.
I specifically used the word something there because you really can't be described as a person anymore.
No, I'm just a mess. Okay, so let's pick one and play out my options.
Okay.
So, first option, I am hideous, but everyone respects me.
Yes, you will get book deals, You will be constantly being interviewed. You will be able to start scholarships and charities, and they'll build statues of you, but they'll always make sure to obscure your face in a veil.
Yeah.
But you will find it difficult to maintain personal relationships, and you'll find people are more interested to have a conversation with you over the phone than they are in person.
Yeah, I say, oh, should we just do this over Skype? No, it's fine. I'm fine on
No,
the phone.
no, anything but that. I mean, my schedule's kind of busy. It would be quicker if we did a phone call.
Oh, that's fine, I suppose. I just haven't really seen anyone for a long time. Like whenever I walk down the street, people seem to go into their houses and
Oh, can't imagine why that. Yeah, that's probably just your imagination, you silly goose.
yeah. Well, it's just with a lot of my theses and theories, I would like to show people in person. So I thought that
Yes, well, it's not. You shouldn't.
oh, what? Why? I thought everyone loved
Because it's not.
my.
It's not humble. It's more humble to get recognition secondhand.
I see.
Yep.
I would.
That's how your interview with Nobel Peace Prize magazine reporters would go.
Yeah, they would insist it be done over the phone. Hmm. So people love me, but they don't love me, the physical me.
No, they love
They love
the
my
idea.
brain. If I could
Yes.
be a brain in a jar, they would eat me up.
Oh, yes. If you could be a brain, a jar, and a tweed jacket, there'd be nothing that would make them happier.
Yeah. So if I went with the other option then, because this first one, it's not sounding very good at the moment. Second option, I become the most handsome man in the world.
Yes, you are beautiful, glorious. You're still you, though, so you're still the
Yeah.
same thicker that you are right now.
Yeah.
And you've still got the same horrible personality. So people will look at you and think, God, he's beautiful. And then they'll talk to you and realize that you're a right arsehole.
Yeah, but so a lot of people prefer looks over what's on the inside. They like outer
That's true.
beauty.
I mean, the shallow people would flock to you in waves.
Yeah, if you watch like any reality TV show, beautiful on the outside, ugly, ugly people inside. So I would probably become a reality TV show contestant, or
You would kill it
I
on
would.
Smut Island. I'm ridiculously sexy. Get me out of here.
I'm ridiculous. I'm ridiculously sexy. Get me the hell in there.
Yes. And Big Boner.
Big boner. Yeah, one of my favourites. Oh dear. And Fuck Island, obviously.
Oh yeah, Fuck Island.
Yeah.
Well, it would be. It started off as Fuck Island, but the franchise has grown. And it's now Fuck Nation.
Even better. The only way is sex.
Yes. Yes.
Sex sells,
All of
Nathan.
these shows would be on basically an entire year. You do like one season with one, move on to the next, move on to the next, and then they do that thing where they're spin-off shows. I'm a former celebrity. I'm a celebrity. Get me in there,
Yeah.
baby. You
I
would
don't
get in
think-
all the reality TV shows. You'd basically be on TV non-stop for the next 10 years.
Yeah, and then obviously I would be a model as well. I would go to all my modelling shoots. Like every time I would run, even though I wasn't, it would look like I'm going in slow motion, my hair blowing in the wind. Oh, beautiful. Is there any downside to this? Obviously, I'm still me. We've established that.
Yeah, it's the downsides of being you. You wouldn't be respected as a person. In fact, no one would even listen to the words that are coming out of your mouth. They'd be too busy just staring at you.
Staring lustfully at me.
Yeah,
I would feel like a
Everyone would be
piece of
in a
meat.
conversation with you.
Yeah,
No
I
one
would.
would think anything more of you than a pure, buff, sopping wet, flexing. Yeah, what were I saying?
I just don't want to be treated like a piece of meat, is all I was saying. Like, I want to talk to people about,
Big old chop.
I want to talk to people about philosophy and life and.
Yeah, you try that. You try and get in on like legitimate reality TV. Like, and now in Philosophy Corner, Kyle Bennett. And you turn up wearing a suit, but the second you sit down, your muscles flex and burst the suit off of you.
Yeah,
And
and
you weren't wearing oil, but for some reason there's a big oil spillage that spills all over you.
I'm like a snail. Everywhere I go, I just leave a trail of goo.
Like someone was walking past for some reason with a bottle of olive oil and they spill it on.
They just accidentally trip and it just goes all over my nude body. Oh,
And
dear.
even the interviewer, the distinguished Sir Reginald
Fiddlesticks McGee.
Fiddlesticks McGee, known world round for being a hard-hitting journalist who always gets the root of problems. He wouldn't be able to ask you a single question. He'd be like, "So, what is it about being so damn sexy that made you want to get into philosophy? You're sexy, sexy, a beast. So, I see you've got some muscles. How big are those muscles? Those big muscles."
So yeah, I couldn't ever have a nice. Whereas if I went with the other option, I would be invited on all these shows. They would just make me put a bag over my head. I would be talking philosophical. I would have all these really
Frankenstein
in-depth
mask.
Frankenstein mask. I would be having all these in-depth conversations. People would love me. They would hang on my every word.
Yeah, witty and hilarious.
Yeah, but
if you ever accidentally took off the mask, the entire crowd would run screaming.
yeah, that's the problem. So looks or brains? That's what it boils down to, Nathan.
That is what it looks down to.
Now I'm vain. You know this about me.
You're so
vain.
vain. You think the podcast is about you.
I do. It is about me. Who else would it be about?
See, exactly.
If you had to, though, if you, as in me, makes sense. I don't know.
That's not the way I remember it, but then I don't remember anything.
No, you have no brain.
So you could convince me that I have no brain.
You have no brain, and this podcast is all about me, okay?
Okay, yes. Yes, boss.
Now, what we will do is we will talk about me for the entire podcast. And to be honest, because I'm going to pick this, you will be able to talk about nothing but me and my rippling biceps and my beautiful shiny locks and my glinting blue eyes.
I mean, I've chosen to forget my entire life and start over. So I've forgotten who you are, Kyle. So I only know you now as the beautiful, sexy Adonis.
Wow, I am. You are looking
at me. And because
at me.
I've convinced myself that I'm the most charming, debonair man in the world, I once seduced an entire volleyball team. I would instantly, the second I saw you, go, "Well, hello there." But because you're so oily, you've covered the table in oil, and I slip and fall.
Yes. Thankfully, we're not actually in person. You're just like glued to the webcam right now.
Yeah, the webcam is. I can see on your side that your webcam is completely covered in oil.
It is.
Honestly, it's making it quite hard for you to do anything. Like type on your computer.
It's weird. Every time I move, like my muscles flex so hard that oil just sprays everywhere. It's very difficult to pick objects
you really need
up.
to avoid going into kitchens. You will catch instantly on fire.
Oh yeah. I've got to stay completely away from kitchens. Just like trying to eat dinner, trying to pick up my knife and fork is insane. They just keep slipping out of my hands every time. I just have to push my face into the plate to eat.
But despite that ridiculous appearance, you do it in an amazingly sexy way. No one has ever forced their face into a shepherd's pie as sexily as you have.
No, doesn't matter what I do. I could do anything. I could try and fart the national anthem and people would eat it up. They would love it. So that's what I've gone with, Nathan. I am the most handsome man in the world and you have been reset.
I have been reset, but I will be reset as the world's most awesome dude alive.
Yes.
I'm an international assassin who's killed in every single country around the world while simultaneously making love to every woman around in the world, apart from the ones that are actually related to me.
The only problem with telling yourself all this is as soon as you go, I've got all this confidence, I'm going to try, you're going to get rejected so many times. Yeah.
What's changed? Why? Last week I was such a cool, awesome dude. Why now am I bald? Oh yeah, that's the other thing I'll tell myself. I used to have the longest head of hair
The car crash just made it all fall off. What did past Nathan have that I
delete all
don't?
social media of me prior to my incident, so I don't ever learn the devastating truth of my own life. And I
No.
had to kill all of my own family. Or you can keep them busy for me, Carl, by seducing each and every one of them.
I could seduce every single member of your family, and that would take me, you know.
Oh yeah, because I'm from the Von Trapps. It would take you a few years.
I could distract them while you. What are you trying to achieve now? I forget.
I just want to think that I'm cool.
That's never going to happen,
I want
Nathan.
you to be impressed with me.
You can tell yourself that you're great all you like, but you're always going to be a sad, sad loser.
No, I'll believe I'm great because I won't remember anything.
A sad, ugly.
Well, you'll always be ugly on the inside.
Nathan, what does being ugly on the inside matter when you look like a god?
Damn, you're so sexy. Damn you for being so sexy.
I've sort of perked up a bit now. Now, like, going through this podcast, I've had a bit of a cold at the beginning, but you know we've worked through some things, and I'm feeling a lot better about myself. So
I'm completely devastated, and all my self-esteem has been shattered.
So this has been If You Had To, though. If you like the episode, then follow and subscribe on Patreon, patreon.com/ifyouhadto, though. You can find me on Twitter.
What's the point of anything?
Oh, there's point to everything. I mean, life is great. Life is fantastic. You can find you can find me on Twitter at Kyle M Bennett. That's Kyle_M_Bennett with 2 N's and 2 T's.
You can find me hanging from the ceiling. But before that, you can find me on Twitter at nwozniakart, which is NWOZNIAKART, or at Nathan Wozniak on Instagram, spelled the same way what Nathan is spelled, the way Nathan is normally spelled. Although I don't remember how to spell my own name anymore, so Carl will have to remind me how to spell my name.
Yeah, just go on my Twitter. It's much more interesting, and there's lots of hot pictures of me. So, and honestly, you don't want to see Nathan's Twitter. It's just a hideous mess. So yeah, this has been the podcast. I've had a great time. That's it, I guess. See you guys later. This has been I've been Kyle, a god,
and I've been Nathan. Goodbye, forever. A bit of a dour. No.
That's a very dark ending. Oh dear.